Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, a Core 4 parenting podcast blending soul and science-based strategies to empower pandemic moms like you, raising kindergarten-ready kids. I'm Cara Tyrrell, your host, a lifetime lover of littles, girl mom, early childhood educator, and conscious parenting coach who truly believes that how we connect and collaborate with our kids in the first 5 years is how we raise world-ready kids who will change this world. Hey, Mama, you know that it takes a village to raise a child, but did you know you can choose your village? That's why I've created a virtual village for you with all kinds of like-minded mamas. They're conscious, they're collaborative, they're intentional. Their goal is to raise really good human beings who will grow up to add value to this world. Join us today in our free private community on Facebook. Use the link in the show notes and let's transform the toddler years together. Welcome back to the Transforming the Toddler Years podcast. Today I am talking about shy kids. I had a question from a mom that came through and she said, how do I support my shy child in the world when she's not used to all of this yet? And what a great question. And listen to how she phrased it. How do I support my child? This is key. Recognizing that social anxiety is off the charts for our 2, 3, 4-year-olds right now. They're a demographic that we don't usually associate with high levels of social anxiety. But if you think about how old they were during the COVID shutdown and how limited their options were for practicing social interactions that felt safe and in small enough doses, it makes a ton of sense. Personally, I am a very outgoing human being. I think you can tell that. And I struggled to re-engage those first few months when the world opened back up. So if you have a little one who you're just so excited now. You're like, yes, we can go to the rock climbing class and awesome. We can do the swimming and we can meet our friends at the park on the weekend. And right. I mean, the world's been open for a while, but your child, your toddler is just reached kind of that developmental place where all of a sudden they have friends and getting together with them out in the world makes sense because they met at preschool, all these things. If you're so excited for these experiences for your kids, I get it. I really get it. But they aren't. For them, it's a lot of work, particularly if you have a child whose nature is quiet, reserved, introverted to begin with. Now you've got the 1-2 punch. So how do you best support your child? Well, there's a number of ways you can do this. First, pick your places and spaces carefully. A birthday party for the 3-year-old from preschool who she has a very minimal relationship with that's going to be at the Chuck E. Cheese where it's really loud and overwhelming and the sensory input will just be too much. Maybe you don't go. Maybe you think to yourself, who is my child? What are spaces that she can be successful in? I don't think this is one of them. And right now she's working really hard to learn how to be in social spaces like that. So we're going to leave that one. I'm going to give a no thank you to that one. But it's hard to do. Right? It's hard to say, no, we won't be able to make it. There's a lot of social pressure on us too when all the kids get invited. So what do? Well, again, thinking about your little person and wanting to support the building of a healthy relationship with that other kid, how else could you do it? We're not going to be able to make it to the party. I hope you all have a great time. But we'd love if Zoe and Anna could get together later on that weekend. Just us. We'd love to have you over for just, an hour or two just of playtime. What did you just do to support your child who feels socially challenged by the bigness and the loudness and the too manyness, the too much? You reframed it. It's their home turf. It's their safe space. You are there. You're their safe people. So is this new friend that they've been going to school with for, a few months now. Also a known human being. You can support and scaffold successful social interactions in that space, and that's the best place for her to start. I talk all the time in my Transforming the Toddler Years course about setting reasonable and achievable expectations for your kids. I understand that there are kids that can run into a Chuck E. Cheese, a big bouncy house place that has all the noise and all the fun and all the chaos and have a great time. But if you have a kiddo who just feels overwhelmed by that social scene, no matter what pep talks you give, no matter what you promise on the other side, no matter how many tokens you give them, they're not going to have fun. And what is the point of being social with others? It is to engage. It is to have fun. It is to feel safe inside the setting. So for socially challenged kids, this is going to take some practice and some scaffolding, right? That safe space that you've created at home where Zoe came over, and you've done this a couple times. And then Zoe's mom says, hey, next time, do you think we could do this at our house? And Anna says, whoa, that's different. You say, yeah, that is a little different, isn't it? Her house, her toys. I wonder what her house looks like. I wonder what toys she has. I wonder if she has the same potty that you do. Start wondering about the next place that you're going to take that social interaction. Right? It's that comfort zone mastered. What's that next ring, that next level, where it's still going to be a little bit of work, but you can do it. She can do it. You can hold that net still, support her, but she can do it. You're not headed to Chuck E. Cheese anytime soon. This is how we need to support our kids with social anxiety in their youngest years. And then the second part of this is how we talk about them, especially in front of them. But if you can just get in the habit of talking about your kids in such a way that you're not labeling them, you are explaining them. Here's what I mean. Oh, Anna's just really shy. Right? We're not going to apologize for her. We can't make it to the party. Full stop. Not, we can't make it to the party because Anna is such a shy kid. Nope. You don't need to explain why you can't make it to the party. You just won't be able to. And then in front of Anna, you're not saying, she's so shy. It takes her a really long time to warm up. You're saying, Anna, you don't like big places, do you? There are too many noises and it makes you feel kind of uncomfortable. It's hard to have fun in places where we don't feel comfortable. Making friends is a lot of work. I will help you, and we will do it in a space that feels good. And then if you have this kiddo, I love Anna, we're going to keep going with her, and you have to go somewhere. It's not a choice. It's a Christmas party. It's a family event. It's a wedding. And you know it's going to be triggering and way beyond what she's ready for. Prep her that way too. Just tell her the truth. Don't hope and wish and pray it's all just going to go okay. Give her the tools she needs to feel supported. Anna, we're going to Auntie's wedding, and there's going to be a lot of people there. There will be music. Might get loud sometimes. Lots of people, music. There's also going to be a lot of people there that you know and love. If you start to feel totally overwhelmed, how about we come up with a signal? Something you can do to show us, Mom and Dad, that you need to take a break. I mean, sometimes I have to take a break too, right? Sometimes it just gets to be too much. I wonder what that signal could be. Depending on the age of your Anna, see if they can help provide it for you. What do you think that signal should be? What would you like to do to show us, I need to take a break? Whatever it turns out being, the yanking on the pant, the popping on the nose, the booping on the nose, that's a really great way to come up with someone, just to your mom or your dad, and be like, boop. Like, oh, excuse me for just a second. I think Anna needs me. And make the plan. When you do that, I'll know that we need to go sit in the car for a few minutes and do some quiet breathing. I'll know that we need to move indoors and take a break. Whatever it is, it's your setting. You're going to understand those particulars. But when you set your child up to be able to listen to their own body, their own heart, and their own mind, and then in that moment communicate with you, maybe not even with words, that they need some support in order to continue that environment, you have anchored into every single human connection point. Every single one. That trust, that respect, that honesty, and that listening in the communication space of, I hear that you need me right now, and I will be there for you. This is how we support our socially anxious children right now. And yeah, it's a lot of work. And they're probably going to need you a whole lot more now than they do as time goes on. But if you can show up for them and normalize that this is hard, and just because Joey can do it doesn't mean they should be able to yet. Be on their journey, on their timeline. And the two of you will take an incredible ride together. Until the next episode, stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.